in here on the broadcast, which we have to share with our viewers. Cricketing legend Shane Warne passes away. We've just got this information. As per agencies, ex-Australian cricketer no more. So this is going to shock the cricketing world and all cricketing fans across the world. Australian spinner legend Shane Warne, some reports indicate died of a suspected heart attack. This is the information that we are getting in. The family apparently has requested for privacy. Further details are awaited. But yes, this is a shocking news, quite sudden. Cricket legend Shane Warne no more. Shane Warne is 52 years old. We've just been informed that the Australian cricketing legend is no more. Remember, he is considered to be one of the greatest leg spinners of all time. This is a very brief statement, in fact, that was released where the information has come in that he has passed away. And also unconfirmed reports that he died because of a heart attack. Sources also indicate that the family has requested for privacy and has said that further details will be provided. This is just the initial information that we have as of now. Shane Warne, Australian cricket legend, one of the greatest leg spinners of all time, passes away at 52 years old. Well, he's one of those cricketers which many of us have grown up watching at play. And sure enough, you have tweets pouring in already. We are playing it out on your screens. We have Virendra Sehwag reacting to it and talking about how life is fragile. It's very difficult to fathom. Heartfelt condolences to family, friends and fans all around the world. Sure enough, a very well-loved cricketer, somebody who reached the peak of his career, and he was well known for being one of the greatest leg spinners of all times. So at the moment, we just have initial information that Shane Warne passed away from initial information and unconfirmed reports that he had a heart attack. But we are still waiting for more inputs to come in on this. That ex-cricketing legend Shane Warne passes away at the age of 52. We have unconfirmed reports that say he died of a heart attack. We are still waiting for more inputs to come in. This is quite sudden and unfortunate. This is something that will, of course, shock the entire cricketing world and cricket fans. We have with us the tweet that we are putting out on our screens of Virendra Sehwag saying, just cannot believe it, that Shane Warne is no more. Life is very fragile, but this is a very difficult moment. He extends his condolences to the family of Shane Warne. My colleague Aarti Subramaniam joining us with more inputs. Aarti, over to you.
Afrida, it's news this evening which is very, very hard to digest. It's news that I think everybody who has heard it is still in an immense sense of shock and cannot get over, because one of the cricketing legends, a cricketing hero, a spinner whom most young people try to emulate is no more. Shane Warne is no more, and he was not suffering from any ailments. He was in fact so much fitter than he used to be in his playing days, and this comes as an absolute shock to cricket fans, to cricketers, to anybody who has really seen or loved the game. Shane Warne is a legend. Shane Warne is the man who gave us the ball of the century, as it was called. Shane Warne is a man whom Indian cricket fans also think of so highly, so highly. Even today, if you probably go to any Maidan, you will see cricketers, young cricketers trying to emulate his bowling action. He was an Ashes hero for England, for Australia so many times in the past. He was somebody who really played the game hard, but he was also known for several controversies, for several off-field escapades. But whatever the off-field controversies were, there was never ever any denying what an absolute legend and hero he was. Let's not forget for all his contributions to Australian cricket. Back home in India also, during the first IPL, he mentored the Rajasthan Royals. It was one of the most fairy tale stories that you can imagine, where a bunch of absolute young kids were mentored by this legend and went on to win the IPL. In fact, Afrida, he was even Instagramming videos of himself or tweeting stuff just a few days ago. The last 4 days ago, in fact, and this is it's really sad, I should say. It's really interesting that just 4 days ago he put out a picture of himself and said that the goal by July is to get in shape. And he has started what he was calling Operation Shed, which he was 10 days in, and he wanted to get back in shape. Shane Warne, of course, is somebody who is a legend in Australian cricket, who was a great cricketing mind also, and because of several controversies regarding his conduct, he was never appointed a full-term Australian captain, and many say that he is one of the best captains that Australia never really had. He was somebody who, as he proved during his stint as the Rajasthan Royals, first as a captain and coach and later as a mentor, that he had so much to offer the game, both in terms of his cricketing expertise. There was also some talk, incidentally, of him perhaps becoming the England coach. So that was another thing which was doing the rounds as well. He tweeted 12 hours ago, Afrida, he put out a condolence tweet just 12 hours ago, in fact, when he said he was condoling the death of Rod Marsh, who he said was a legend of our great game and inspiration of so many. That is just, I suppose, cruel twist of irony, a cruel twist of fate, where just 12 hours ago he was condoling somebody else's death. As you can imagine, there are tributes that have been pouring in across the board. Several cricketers, bringing you some reactions. Virendra Sehwag, for instance, is somebody who has who is expressing his regret, who's expressing his condolences. VVS Lakshman, who can ever forget the 2001 Australia series, where he was tormented by VVS Lakshman. He was tormented by VVS Lakshman and Rahul Dravid in that Kolkata test. Shane Warne and the Indian batsmen, of course, have a long history. There was Desert Storm, which was when Sachin Tendulkar went after Shane Warne, went after the Australian bowlers as well. But he was somebody whom, and if you ask almost every cricketer of that generation, of that era, would say Shane Warne is the one bowler that they really feel afraid of. It was this trio of Shane Warne, Muttiah Muralidharan, Anil Kumble. These were the three rock star spinners at a time when everybody wanted to be a fast bowler.
Yes.
Okay. Genuinely,
we are
going
to continue this conversation, Aarti. Sorry to interrupt you. We need to take a break, but of course, heartbreaking news indeed for the entire cricketing fraternity. Look at those tweets that are being put out. We're playing those out there on our screens as well. The entire Indian cricket team is in a state of shock. Each one of them putting out tweets in honor of Shane Warne. Shane Warne is no more. The information has just come in. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.